All right, it is 3:40, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Once again, I'm Celeste. I'm part of the social media marketing team for USA50. What we're gonna do today is a little live Q&A session here on Discord. Thank you everyone with your flexibility. We had some technical difficulties with other platforms, so Discord it is. What we're gonna do, we're gonna answer the most popular questions requested in the general interest form that you guys sent in. And then going to answer some additional questions, not as common, but also very important questions. And then we'll get to the Q&A that you guys suggested. All right, and feel free to chat in the chat as well. We'll be browsing over that. Me and my fellow moderator are going to watch you guys. All right, so first out of the 5 questions that you guys asked the most of, will events be in person or virtual/online? So events are going to mainly be in person. Instead of AKB48's theater model, we're going to have a park model instead. And when each team will have designated parks that they perform in, instead of designated theaters, obviously that's a big expense. And then we'll holding the meet and greets and other events at those parks as well. Still being finalized because it is still a monetary investment, even though it's less than parks. But for the moment, that is what we're going to be going with. Number 2, how do we know if members will remain committed to the project? So our audition vetting process is going to verify this, and our idol recruitment team will have a scoring criteria to thoroughly evaluate each applicant. And then participation in the project, whether your staff or talent, is completely at will. So inactivity or flakiness will result in action being taken just to keep everyone accountable and to keep things moving. All right, so how will USA50 handle member time commitments such as school or an outside job? This was a really, really big one for you guys, especially since we're not letting minors debut. You guys have job, you guys have school, internships, that kind of thing. So overall, we want to respect our talent's time outside the project, obviously. And we aim to plan around personal schedules by keeping track of your guys' availability and creating concrete schedules. Time commitments, again, are going to be considered in our scoring criteria when looking through you guys' applications. And in the event that there's something that interferes with an idol schedule, more than often, realistic conversations between staff and said idol will take place. Again, this isn't like an angry conversation. It's just a conversation to help you guys run smoothly, help you guys figure stuff out, see what we can do. All right, if I'm close to 2 states, which state should I audition for? This was a really big question when the LA and New York City forms were coming out. Not the audition forms, but the forms before then. So audition whichever state you feel you can represent best, because our mission as USA50 is to highlight unique cultures within each state. Idols are encouraged to give input on the creative process of their state. So having a high level of knowledge to the state you apply for is really beneficial. And I also want to add, since we are planning to go for a park model, just making sure you're able to make it to said park, or just being aware of what parks are near you, just to make sure you can make it to these in-person events if you do end up debuting. So lastly, what's our budget and what expenses will idols be in charge of? This was a super big question coming from you guys. So our budget is currently based on donations and volunteer work. Cameron, our founder, hey Cameron, is contributing to the project with their own funds. Idols are only expected to take care of travel expenses, which does not include flying. So driving anywhere, walking, Uber, Lyft, that kind of thing, idols will be in charge of. So that was it for our 5 main questions. Let us know if you have any questions related to those guys, and we'll answer those for you. All right. And then the next few questions I'm gonna pull up. Alrighty, so another big question, swear ban. So people are kind of freaking out over the swear ban, but ban is a really harsh word, in all honesty. Idols will be legal adults. Less aggressive swearing is going to be allowed, but don't take it too over the top with the swearing. It's not going to be like completely off limits, but just be mature, be respectful. Make sure idols around you and the audience is comfortable around you guys. If you swear in private, it's none of our business, really. does not matter if you swear in private. We want you to uphold that role model image and have clear standards for behavior for our project. All right, next question. Guidelines or restrictions on personal appearance. So when it comes to things like weight, facial structure, body type, that kind of thing, we're not going to interfere with it on any kind of extreme level. Obviously, we're going to provide makeup tips, tutorial, so that it matches both the theme and your guys' natural features. And it'll be able to match your group's concept during performances, photo shoots, and advertisements, things like that. Our idols will be in similar costumes as well, again, aligning with the concept's fashion style. Just keep that in mind before your audition. But discrimination, I should say, when it comes to things like weight, skin tone, facial structure, we won't be discriminating against that kind of thing. It's just more so like makeup and clothing. We're gonna make sure you look uniform with the rest of your team. Will staff positions be open? Again, this was a huge question for you guys. So staff positions will be opening again for very specific positions after round 1 of auditions concludes, which is the auditions for LA and New York. Though we will be searching for more state-based staff this time who are able to work in person with our future idols. Our roles right now are like more so remote, but afterwards we're gonna be looking for people who can attend to the idols in person. We're gonna release more information about this near that date, so just keep a lookout on our social medias, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, and YouTube, and our Twitter as well. All right, next question. Are the groups going to function in a graduation system like 48? So we do want to keep the graduation system. All groups will have a set number of 4 members, and they'll have a yearly renewal for their contracts. Once the year is up, idols can choose to either stay or leave USA 50. If an idol chooses to leave, we're going to hold a graduation ceremony and a new member will be added to the group. In case of an idol privately terminating their contract before the renewal period, we will not have a graduation ceremony and a new member will still be added to the group. So graduation announcements must be discussed with staff and publicly announced once a final decision is made in order to qualify for a graduation ceremony. So basically what that long paragraph says is if the contract is still upheld and you graduate on time, then yes, we will have a graduation ceremony. If you're terminated before the contract ends, we will not have a graduation ceremony, but regardless of how you graduate or how you leave, we'll still be introducing a new member to the group to keep up that set number of 4 for the project. One minute, you guys. Alrighty. Will there be covers or will it be original music? So at the moment, we want to focus on original music, so we can operate as more of our like own individual entity rather than a cover group. We can't share too many details, unfortunately, because we want to keep the anticipation up for you guys and have nice surprises for this. So we have seen community members talk about wanting USA 50 groups to cover, but remix it. And I want to let you guys know that is definitely on the table. But again, we can't release too much information. We want to keep the anticipation up and have something for you guys to look forward to. All right, are the songs in English or Japanese or any other languages? So songs are going to be primarily in English, but we would like to include secondary languages depending on the original song we put out. If a member of a certain background provides lyrical input with language they speak, it will be considered and possibly added to the song. However, again, like I said earlier, songs are primarily going to be in English. All right, how do the concepts work? I know this was a popular question as well. So state concepts will be the basis for how each group presents themselves, such as what the music sounds like, what kind of content they're going to release, and what advertisements / collaborations they accept. So we're going to start with New York City's visual concept, which is the zine concept, USA 50 zine, which means they'll have a cooler kind of magazine-like concept that represents the busy, bustling city of New York. So photo shoots, music videos, and merch are going to align with that theme. Same goes for the Los Angeles USA 50. For musical concepts, we're going to either incorporate the most influential genres that originated from, or the most dominated genres all in one sound. Again, can't release too much information right now, but please try to envision, brainstorm what that would look like for each individual state. All right, last one before we get to the Q&A. What will it look like for people who pass round one? I know you guys are really excited for this. So those who pass round one will receive an acceptance email from USA 50, so be on the lookout, informing them of their application status. So the email is going to include a form to input your social media accounts, sign up sheet with time slots to pick an interview with one of our hiring managers. And then suspense. Can't tell y'all about the rest of it, but for those who want to pass round one and are applying, keep a look on those emails. We will be emailing you guys back. And our emails, they're not any sort of artificial intelligence. They're not automated emails. These are real people emailing you for your guys' comfort. Yeah, keep a lookout, guys. Keep a lookout. All right, I'm so excited for this project. And then now for the big part, we're gonna go over the Q&A that you guys put in. This is so excited. I hope everyone's having a good time. Let us know if you need clarification. I know I talk a little bit fast, but feel free to put questions in the chat. No problem, guys, no problem. Reading your comments right now. All right, but now we're gonna get to the part that everybody was anticipating, which is the Q&A that you guys submitted in the Discord. If you're watching this recording right now and you're not in the Discord, make sure to join. We have game nights, our Q&As like this, direct input from you guys. Like, we really appreciate those things. So make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. All right, Q&A time, Q&A time. Let's start from the top and scroll down. Will there be covers? Again, we're gonna plan on doing original songs rather than covers. Just again, so we can operate as our own entity and not have to deal like with things we're not ready for at the moment. Will groups release their own music or every group for the same song? So this is a really good question. We would like groups to have their own songs, like the Los Angeles will have different songs from New York City, because they both have their own unique aesthetics and music genre styles. But we would like to put in one big USA song, if that makes sense. We would like to have one song for the collective of the United States. But again, that would be a little difficult. 50 times 4 is 200 people. So it would be a little difficult to make a song with 200 people in it. But maybe collaborations between two states would be possible. Will staff applications open again and will more roles be added? For example, people specifically dedicated to running fan accounts. So again, like we mentioned earlier, staff positions are gonna open up for more in-person kind of positions. But with fan accounts, as long as you explicitly state that you are a fan account and it is not officially an account of USA 50, that's perfectly fine. But just make sure you specifically say, like, hey, it's a fan account. We're not officially affiliated with USA 50. We're just a fan of USA 50, if that makes sense. Look at these more questions. More questions. All right. Will all the groups be active simultaneously? New York City, Kentucky, Georgia, everyone will be doing promotions at the same time. So kind of like how we're sending out auditions and interest forms gradually, we're gonna keep following that routine because I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed, especially if you wanna stay in multiple groups. We don't wanna overwhelm you guys with promotions. So like we're doing auditions for LA, New York City right now, but we're at the same time, we're doing interest forms for our other states. So again, it's gonna be a gradual sort of process. We're not gonna do them like all at once, you just put them all in your face. It's gonna be a gradual thing. We have a team where we strategically talk these things out and decide whether or not we're gonna, or who's gonna promote, who's gonna go out, things like that. Yes, let me know if you have any problems hearing me. USA 50 200 person version on Good Morning America. I don't even know if we have enough space for Good Morning America. That would be really funny though. If we brought out all 200 members one by one, that would be hilarious. And again, if I skip questions, it's either because the information is confidential or I just don't have a concrete answer for you guys just yet. Will there be a dedicated channel / playlist for performances? Playlist, yes. We would like to upload our performances to YouTube and to our other platforms so that people can view them who can't go in person. And then not a dedicated channel, but we're just gonna use the USA50 channel. Yes, I hope that answered your question. Sorry, I thought I read something else. And we have a chat question. Will each state have their own name or just like referred to by their state? So let me make sure I'm putting that correctly. They have their own name. It's going to be formatted similar to the AKB48 subgroups or the subgroups in general. Again, we'll be discussing that, whether when we want to be like New York 50, California 50, or we'll do LA 50 and New York City 50. Again, it's just something we have to talk about with our team, but that's a really good question. We'll get back to you on that. Let's see. Will there be any 48 songs translated into English for them to perform while the songwriters get things going? So this was kind of covered earlier, no pun intended, but this is not going to be a cover-based sort of group because there's certain things we have to go through to have covers. But that is a good suggestion. However, at the moment, we're just deciding on having our own original songs, and especially with the processes of how long it takes for original songs to come out, including like choreography and things like that. We will have content still coming out for you guys to engage with. So it's not like you'll just be sitting there waiting for a song to come out. We'll still have content for you guys. Yeah, let me know if the audio's working okay. Oh, and my coworker is helping me. Okay, so everyone in the stage can hear me okay? Okay. Let me just respond to this real quick. Okay, awesome. So those of you who are in the stage can hear me. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna answer this chat question real quick. Are people in the group allowed to be affiliated with other groups? I know some J-pop idols are in multiple groups, so I was curious. I don't have a definite answer for that, so I'm not gonna give an answer quite yet because I just wanna make sure that I'm giving you guys the correct information. But I know what you mean by how idols are in multiple groups at once. That is a comment, or rather a question that we will get back to in the future. Will there be restrictions on members' social medias? Will you guys be managing that, or is it up to us? So that's gonna be a sort of a 50-50 kind of thing. Again, kind of like what it said with the swear ban. We want you guys to be like mature, good role models for the USA 50 viewers. Again, with help from the team that we have in place, they'll help manage because again, I am a social media manager, so I'm gonna be managing the social media. We don't know about separate accounts just yet, but what our idols say online is going to be monitored. Not in a super hard way, but just make sure you're being a good person online. And also with the background checks, we're gonna go through social media as well. All right, back to the questions. There's a big mix of K-pop and J-pop fans here. Where will most of the musical, visual, and dance influence come from, or might it vary depending on release date, etc.? I would say it's definitely going to depend based on the group because these groups, we have 50 chances to have different aesthetics, different music styles, different fusion of music styles. So if one state is like more inclined to J-pop, one state is more inclined to K-pop, then we're going to apply those things to the group's themes and music genres. You're curious because you're a former military kid, so you don't have a home state, but you would love to audition. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just audition for the state you feel like you can represent their culture best. So say you're in South Carolina, but you want to audition for North Carolina. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure you can, one, transport there and you don't live too far, because again, the idols are going to have to show up in person for these park performances, but make sure you can represent that state that you audition for. It's not necessarily being locked into whatever state you live in, because people move. So yeah, whichever state you feel like you can represent best, go for it. Definitely audition. All right, let's see what else we got. What are the plans, if any, for multilingual songs? So again, sorry, like we answered earlier, we are going to try to include other languages in the songs, but they're primarily going to be in English. Will members be able to have solos or duet song stages? That is a good question. So at the moment, we're going to be focusing on group songs just because we really want to fulfill like that J-pop group or pop group in general kind of vibe. But in the future, that could be a possibility to have duets, collaborations with other groups, or solo stages as well. It just kind of depends. And Square Band, we already went over that. What is your favorite AKB48 song, and what's your favorite aspect of being an idol? So y'all are gonna flame me for this, but I don't actually listen to AKB48. I'm more inclined to K-pop personally. I guess my favorite K-pop song is Hypnotized by XG. I hope that's enough. I don't listen to AKB48. Y'all are gonna flame me, but it's okay. I listen to K-pop. I promise I'm qualified for this position. And my favorite J-pop group is Phantom Sita. There we go. I hope that's sufficient. What's your favorite aspect of being an idol? That's a really good question. Personally, my favorite aspect is the community that it fosters, both from fan to fan and fan to idol, and then also idol to idol, because I like seeing idols interact with each other. Yes, that was a fun question. Thank you for that question. How long do we anticipate the final selection to debut training time to be? What might it look like for people passing round one? Again, we went over passing round one. I will just go over that again, just to make sure everyone heard it. So again, you're gonna get an acceptance email from USA50, one of our staff members, and the email is gonna include a form to input your social media accounts and then a sign-up sheet with time slots to pick a time for an interview with one of our hiring managers. So then with the hiring manager, that's gonna be round two. Let me make sure I answered everything in your question. Final selection, we don't know for sure. It just depends on how many people apply for each round and how many people we filter out of each round. Are you looking for perfection or potential? Ooh, that's a spicy question. Perfection or potential? Okay, so I'll reassure you, if you feel like your audition video wasn't the best, don't worry. I think we are looking, I would say we're looking for a mix of both. But those are not the only two things we're looking for. We're looking for commitment. We're looking for motivation. If you're not an idol who's been in the industry for a long time, but you're training, you're learning about the industry, you're motivated to practice, and you're staying committed, those are the things we're looking for. Would there be dedicated colors for each state / idol? I think that would be fun. I will talk to staff about that. Are we keeping or changing any terminology? I mean, we're still gonna be idols. We can't keep too much because we don't want to copy AKB48. This isn't a parody. This is like our own project. So some things we might change, some things we might keep. All right, questions. Is there going to be the same regulations as a regular J-pop group, such as dating ban, diet restrictions, NDAs, etc.? So again, diet restrictions, this kind of ties into the weight and facial structure restrictions we had. There's no diet restriction for you guys. This is a very ethical idol project. I promise you guys. This is a very, very, what's the word? This is an ethical idol project. This is not something that's gonna be like, oh, you have to follow this diet, do X, Y, and Z. Obviously, this is a very serious project, but it's not going to be your standard idol project. I'm gonna say that. Or not standard, but it's not going to be like a project you've seen before, like staff-wise. Any collab goals this project might want in the future, like with other groups, artists, or group/artists, events, or brands? Call GTA 6 call. So collaborations would be fun. There is a process we have to go through for collaborations. But for the moment, our main focus is getting our idol groups constructed. Guidelines or restrictions in terms of personal appearance. Again, we will do makeup just to make the group more uniform. Costumes will be uniform, but the makeup is just going to enhance your features. We're not trying to change your features. It's simply to enhance them. And again, body type, weight, body shape, we don't discriminate against those kinds of things. Are all states going to have the same number of members allowed at a time? Yes, each state is going to have 4 members added to it. Also, sorry if it seems like I'm repeating myself. I just want to make sure everything is covered. How do the concepts work? I'm a bit confused about the zine concept for New York. Will New York's group be more fashion-centric, like photo shoots, while California's group will be more video-forward? So with the concepts, that is basically like an aesthetic or theming for each group. Each group is still going to have photo shoots. Each group is still going to have live performances, that kind of thing. But we don't plan on differentiating the groups content-wise. They're all going to have the same content or opportunity for said content, but the zine theming or LA's theming, that's purely like aesthetic-wise to differentiate each state and their cultures. If that answers your question. Can the stream be archived? Yes, the stream will be archived. Will staff applications open again? Yes, we're going to be opening staff applications, but they're going to be for more in-person roles rather than remote ones. When will Cam debut in USA 50? Well, that's a question that she's got to answer. I'm just the messenger, guys. Are there any more tips, more guidelines for auditions? Like maybe specific things you guys are looking for or wanting to see from all of us? In the end, like, just enjoy yourself. The only definite no you will get is if you don't audition at all. But have fun. We would love to see you guys' auditions. Literally anyone can audition for this. Absolutely anyone at all. How long will the training period be? That depends on the group and the choreography and that sort of thing. And also the previous experiences of the members as well. What voice types are you looking for / song suggestions for auditions? Being vulnerable here, as much as I want to give it a go, I know my vocal cord is darker and deeper than what is typically seen in idols, KAIGAI included. Again, kind of like what I reiterated earlier, like, go for it. Like, we want to see your guys' auditions. There is no such thing as, oh, we have this amount of people who audition, we're going to cut off auditions. No, everyone can audition for this project. We want to see your guys' auditions, no matter what your voice sounds like, no matter what you look like, no matter your experience. We want you auditioning for USA 50. We want you. Like the poster. No, I'm just playing, guys. If there are exactly 4 or less people auditioning for one state, will they automatically get in? That is a good question, but I don't have a concrete answer for you, so I'm going to skip it for now. Who might USA 50 be for/accessible for? Is a plan to primarily focus on the Kaigai idol niche, slowly introduced to the US, mixed with mainstream style, or something else? So from research and from our current follower base, this is going to reach KAIGAIIDOLS the most. Majority of our followers are KAIGAIIDOLS, so that's our primary focus for now. However, we do want this to be like a good, steady project. Like, it's not only KAIGAIIDOLS that can audition. Anyone can audition for this project. You're getting a lot of applications. That's out of my department. That's out of my department. And then any other question? Will there ever be a hip hop style group? Will the New York group be focused on that aesthetic? So again, the New York group has the zine concept going on. Hip hop style group, you'll have to wait and see, I guess. You'll never know unless you stay updated in our social medias: Twitter, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. All right, any more questions for you guys? That is the end of the Q&A that was submitted. Any more questions in chat? Dog barking, sorry about that. Make sure I covered everything here. Thank you for your time. You took the time, everyone who took the time out of their day to come and watch this live stream. We appreciate y'all. Mascot, that is outside of my department. Question here. Oh yes, thank you. How long would the training period be? I believe that depends on, again, like, oh, I did answer that. I can go over it again. That depends on how long it takes for the choreography and the music to be done, how experienced people are. It's a lot of variables that go into that. So there's no concrete answer I can give you at the moment. Okay, any more questions for you guys? I'll leave it till the 30-minute mark, so that's an hour left of stream. Or not an hour left, but an hour-long stream. Thank you, Chase. You're doing a good job too, all right? I love my team. Yes, they're the best. Several people are typing. I'm just playing. I got this. So if it's for mainly KAIGAIIDOLS, are we tapping into that Japanese aesthetic, or are we going to be authentic to the Western market? So it's not mainly for KAIGAIIDOLS, but I'm going to say most of our audience is KAIGAIIDOLS. We're most followed by KAIGAIIDOLS. However, it's going to be a mix of Western market and then Japanese pop, if that makes sense. It's going to be a healthy mix of both, but we're still like it is USA 50, so it is going to be still distinctly American. Thank you for answering questions. You're welcome. Will there be different concepts for new eras? I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see once each group has their concepts, has their 4 members, and is fleshed out, if that makes sense. Yes, it's for everybody. Anybody can audition. Anyone can join. Anyone can be included. Will there be Japan marketing in the future? That would be surreal, in all honesty. Again, kind of like for the question of different concepts for new eras, the only way we'll know is if we're fleshed out, we have 4 members for each state, we have concepts for each state, and we have content for each state. So like videos, choreography, songs, things like that. You guys ask such good questions. I love answering questions. When can we expect updates on when different states open up for applications? If it's not by a specific time frame, is there some other metric which determines when applications open? So that's also a good question, but let me word this correctly. Let me make sure I'm wording this correctly. Sorry for pausing. I just want to make sure I have a good answer for you. So if you're looking for when to know when applications open, the best thing to do is following all of our socials and keeping up with due dates. And we'll also, especially on TikTok, we'll let you know beforehand when auditions will open up. And you can kind of know when auditions will open up for applications because the general interest form will open up before. So like we had the general interest form for California and New York, and then we had the auditions come out. If that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. If you know people who are auditioning, but they're not in the Discord, they need to get in the Discord right now. Would you guys be a fleshed out agency or just project manager? Currently, we're giving very agency vibes. Again, I'm in a different department. There's several other departments that are part of USA 50, and we even have more than one, like, not creative director, but there are people who are assisting Cameron with her duties. She's not doing all this by herself, as I promised, but there is other departments, so more so agency. I'll say that. I think that makes the most sense because project manager, I feel like that's just one person. Sorry for the dog barking, guys. I don't know if my mic is picking that up. How many staff are there right now? I honestly don't know. We have a lot of staff, and then we're gonna have more when we're starting to have IRL events happening. Yeah, like Chase said, there's quite a lot of us. There's a lot of staff. Like just in my department, there's a good handful of people. But yeah, Chase is one of the people helping Cameron right now. We love you, Chase. I think over 20. I feel like that's a little low. Yeah, assistant project manager. Yes, we're fully staffed. We're not quite yet, but again, positions are going to open up for in-person duties. So if you're interested in that and have accessibility for that, definitely shoot us an application once they open. What things should applicants do to practice before applications open up? If you would like, you can look at the audition forms that are open now just to have an idea of what kind of questions and what kind of requirements we're going to be asking for so you can prepare for those. This already feels so much fleshed out. Yay. Yeah, I'm glad. And don't apologize for joining late. That's okay. That's also why I repeat myself sometimes, just because some people join late and that's okay. I'm happy you're here. We all need to be locked in. Imagine, yep, I had to lock in for this stream, you guys. You know what? That's okay. All right, any more questions? We have about 10 minutes left, you guys. I need to be locked in. Wait, let me know if I skipped any questions as well. Yes, we're rooting for everyone who's auditioning right now. Will there be any other content to engage with fans? Again, like we said, you're welcome to create fan accounts. Just make sure that they're not posting as a USA 50 official account. We have an official account on all of our platforms: Discord, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, like my mod said, read the idle conditions in the forms. Accepting more than 4 people per state. So for each round, we're going to be selecting a few people, but at the end, there's only going to be 4 people in the idol group per state. Like it's a 4-person group for each state. Like I said, elimination period is just going to differ from the rounds, especially because of how many people audition in general. Like how many people we get from round one and how many move on to round two, things like that. How many rounds can you tell us? All right. Yes, that's the online audition form. Yeah, 3 to 4. Again, it just depends on how many people audition for each state in general, if that makes sense. Makes sense. Blech. But right now we just have round one open for Los Angeles and New York City. Just round one right now. Anyways, got like 10 minutes left, guys. Start your questions in the chat. Oh, also, please audition. And if you know people who are auditioning, tell them to follow our socials and join the Discord. Follow us. Like, we have 400 members in Discord, but only 50 YouTube subscribers. I gotta lock in. Welcome back. You're accidentally on Deafin. That's okay. It took me forever to figure out this stage, so you're good. Someone asked if staff number will expand based on how many groups debut. We will have a small amount for, again, the in-person events, but that set number hasn't determined yet. Please audition, guys. Yeah, that's right. Be like Blondie, send in your auditions. Ask if there is going to be a mascot. I don't know for sure since my department is social media marketing. That is more so a question for the graphic design department. Yes, please audition. Please audition. I sound a little thirsty, but we would love to have you guys. It's okay. Don't apologize for forgetting to subscribe. We just love to have you guys. What does idol orientation in the flyer mean? That means the last four we select. The last four members we choose. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, what Chase said. Can we apply for multiple staff roles? Yes, you can. But you'll only be accepted for one. You'll be accepted for one, but you can apply for more than one. If you're wondering what performance evaluation means, you can look at the form and it'll give you all the information for round one. Y'all have such good questions. Wait. Y'all came in clutch with questions, keeping me on my toes. And thank you to my fellow staff members. Love you guys. About 5 minutes left, you guys. Throw your questions in the chat. And thank you all for joining again. My phone's shaking. Will this live be uploaded somewhere? Yes, we are recording the live and we plan to post it on our other platforms. So don't worry about missing it. We are recording it right now. If we don't qualify for the group, can we apply for staff? Yes, staff applications are open to everyone. Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, good point. Everyone over 18 can be staff. Learn the hard way. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh wait, you're 18 now? Great. You'll be open for the in-person applications. Let's go. Happy late 18th birthday, by the way. Happy late birthday. What? So many birthdays. Yes, happy birthday. Oh wait, today's your birthday? What? Happy birthday. That's so exciting. Wow, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. You're only a few minutes, hours old? Something like that. Oh, that's wonderful. Merch ideas? That's a question for another department, unfortunately. Yes. As graduation happens, we will fill the spot with another idol, so most likely we'll hold auditions to fill the space. Yeah. Is there going to be a birthday live for the idols or just birthday stuff? I would love to do birthday lives and birthday photo shoot. I would love to do that. Yes, what Shay said, we've been doing planning for merch, but no spoilers. But I don't know for sure if we're going to do birthday stuff, but that is a very, very fun idea. Am I planning to be an idol? No, I like my staff role. I like my staff. I like my little staff team. It would be fun. I know a little bit of idol stuff. It's mostly K-pop related stuff, but I know a little bit of idol stuff. But I like my staff role, so I'm gonna stick with staff because I definitely cannot do both at once. Not the dog barking. Sorry about the barking, you guys. Let me make sure I can answer these questions. Is there any genre that would be best for audition songs? Whichever genre you feel like suits your voice best. That's what I'm gonna suggest. Could there be some way of people suggesting merch ideas and interest forms? Yes, if you would like, I believe we have a question section in our interest forms. And if you would like, you can suggest merch ideas there. But it's not a confirmation that we're going to make merch ideas. It's simply just a suggestion. Yeah, what Chase said, whichever song represents you best. Group poster. And then I don't know if I can answer the other questions. I don't have any concrete answers for those. Not the dog's barking. Sorry about the barking, you guys. I hope the mic doesn't pick it up. Yes, thank you for joining. I couldn't share anything if you guys didn't join, so I appreciate you guys joining. 2 more minutes before I disappear into the abyss. Let's see, how many minutes we got? 17. That's like a class of people. Wow. And let me know if you guys need any clarification for anything also. I know I talk really fast. I just want to make sure we had enough time for the Q&A that you guys sent in the Discord. Yeah, I think I saw it was like 20 at its peak. This is so professional. Stop. I tried to be professional. I haven't streamed in a really long time. I know, you're glazing. Thank you. No, thank you guys. Thank you. I streamed like years ago, so I had to harness my old streaming skills. One more minute, guys. Any last minute questions? Could future Q&As or streams be hosted on YouTube? Yes, we just had technical difficulties with literally every other platform, um, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, but we plan for the future to hold them on YouTube because that seems most effective besides Discord. They're having a glaze off in chat. Anyways, it's now 30 past. Thank you, everybody. Oh, let me get this last question. Will there be a Twitch for USA 50? At the moment, no, because we don't have staff to run the Twitch, but in the future, they may be. Anyways, 30-minute mark. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all your good questions. Stay tuned for the next live stream, okay? We do plan on doing this again, and again, we're recorded. Apply for staff, apply for IDOL, do your best. Drink water, have fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a great time zone, you guys.